If you want to nail the listing appointment, here's 5 tips of things that I do in order to win at the listing appointment and get the listing. I've closed over 1,500 homes in the Charlotte Lake Norman area, and I use these strategies all the time, still today, to win my listing appointments. If you're going to want to win these listings, you need to nail the listing interview. So let's get into it. The first strategy I would use is I would do all of the research on the home, including pulling the tax card. I would pull all the old MLS listings. Every time it was ever listed, I would print out those sheets. I would print out all of the deed and preliminary title info. I would go on the Register of Deeds, find out who is the owner. I would look and see how many liens are on the property. I would do a complete investigative history on the home itself. This includes looking at all the photos and all the documentation that's ever been uploaded to the MLS in the past. 2, I would compile my seller questionnaire. I want to know things like, what are they looking to get out of the home? How much did they pay for it? What do they still owe on it? Do they have an equity line on the home now? What repairs have they done to the home since they bought it? What upgrades have they done to the home since they bought it? I would compile this seller questionnaire list, put it together to bring it with me to the appointment. I would then pull a list of every home that's been sold in that neighborhood in the last 6 months with similar comparisons to my subject property. So if it was like a ranch 1-story home, I would only pull ranch 1-story homes with a garage or whatever. And I would look to see, let's aim what price range are all these homes selling for that are similar age, similar style, similar features. I would not only print all of those sales out in the full sheets on the MLS, but I would also do a quick CMA, especially if it was in a subdivision with like cookie cutter homes. Once I determined a range, like 300 to 400,000 or whatever it is, then I would go and look at every single home that is listed for sale and active right now that is between those price points in either the same zip code or same school district. I want to see what homes with the same features, same age, same upgrades are actually for sale right now. And I would look at all the days on market. I would also do a quick CMA on what's active and under contract. I would then calculate an absorption rate study. What this is I would take all of the homes for sale, the total number, and I would divide that by how many homes have sold in the last 6 months. And then I would come up with an amount of months that there are on the market of homes for sale. And lastly, I would print every single document that the home sellers would need to actually sign and fill out, like disclosures, your listing agreement, everything that you would need if you were going to take the listing that day. I would bring all of this with me to the appointment, including my personal brochure with my bio and my stats. And I feel like once you present this, after going through the home with the seller and getting a tour, asking all of the questions on your questionnaire, I feel like you could sit down at the kitchen table and adequately present what you brought and show them the data, show them the sales, the competition, what's going on in the market. And then at the end, you ask them if they have any questions. This is very important because sometimes we spend too much time talking about ourselves and our marketing and not enough time asking the seller questions about, what they feel about the process. How do they feel about the price? How do they feel about the comps in comparison to their home? And ultimately, I would go for the ask. I would ask for the business. I would say, when do you want to get this home on the market? That's a qualifying question. It's a closing question. It's me doing the assumptive close, assuming that I'm getting the listing. I would even further ask them, when is it appropriate for me to order photos and get everything signed with them? Most of the high-end clients and even the lower-end price point clients really love how I present. They really love data and they understand I'm not trying to sell them on me. I'm trying to sell them a strategy and a price. I do go into how I market their home and how I'm going to sell their home and how many days on market I think it's going to take to sell, because look at the absorption rate study. It just shows you what's going on in the market right now as of today. This is a really brief, quick overview of how I do it and my strategy. I have a lot of resources in the link in my bio, including absorption rate study, how to write MLS copy, etc. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and like this video. Thank you so much for following me.